Give me more credit. This appears to be Angel Reese's request to all basketball fans alike. We have all seen the feud between Angel Reese. Now, it's a competitive feud in the WNBA between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. It goes all the way back to college when Angel Reese was at LSU and Caitlin Clark was at Iowa. The two made a big splash in front of the world, competing, talking trash, and taunting each other, trying to claim the ultimate prize in women's college basketball, the national championship. Now, of course, Angel Reese and LSU, they topped Caitlin Clark's Iowa to win the national title in 2023. However, Caitlin appears now, because Angel Reese and LSU won the national title, they appear to win the fight. However, Caitlin Clark appears to have won the war as being the #1 overall pick and the face of the WNBA. And guess what? Angel Reese is furious.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
You got knocked the fuck out! What's happening?
Angel Reese continues to take shots at Caitlin Clark, even now in the WNBA, whereas Caitlin Clark appears to be content with just allowing her game and her notoriety to speak for itself. She's leading the league in popularity, ticket sales, TV ratings, jersey sales, rookie scoring, etc. Because the list goes on and on. So Caitlin Clark is taking a different stance. She's basically saying, listen, I want to use my time and energy not on these small miniature things, but on big stuff like building my brand, increasing my game, and being the person who everybody expects me to be. Now, it sounds to me that Angel doesn't just want more credit for what she's doing. It sounds to me that Angel Reese wants the credit that Caitlin Clark is getting, and this is where I have a problem. See, ironically, Angel Reese made public remarks only days after the two stars faced off for the very first time in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark playing for Indiana and Angel Reese playing for the Chicago. However, it was a close game and it ended with only 1 point difference. However, Caitlin Clark came out victorious. Now, Caitlin's Indiana team defeated Angel Reese's team by 1 point. As I mentioned, although Caitlin Clark's team won by only 1 point, you already know that this game did not end without controversy. Now, Angel Reese's teammate, Chennedycarter, took a cheap shot at Caitlin Clark while she was waiting on the inbound pass. She snuck up on her, unpronounced, and straight shouldered her really intensely, knocking her to the ground. It was called a personal foul at the game, and it has later been elevated to a flagrant 1 call. Now Chennedycarter gave Caitlin an aggressive hit, like I mentioned, but Chennedy was hit with a foul and is now a flagrant foul. This cheap shot had everyone talking. Now, I truly believe that many good points are made by both sides on both arenas, from the Angel Reese side and also from the Caitlin Clark supporters. But I agree with Angel Reese that she and others do deserve some credit for where the WNBA is right now. And I can see how she thinks that the media is only giving all of the credit to Caitlin Clark. However, everyone deserves credit, but everyone doesn't deserve the same credit because everyone didn't have the same impact. What bothers me is that every time Angel Reese talks about this, she say, she's not the only one, she's not the only one. And Caitlin Clark's not saying anything back. But what bothers me is that, yes, Angel Reese does make mention that other people deserve some credit. But then she always ends with saying, what about me? Yes. So in my view, does Angel Reese, are you really trying to get credit for everyone else that's worthy and deserving, rightfully so, or do you just want the credit that Caitlin Clark is getting? Right. See, that's my point, and that's what I feel. I believe that Angel Reese is some jealousy in there, because if you just wanted credit, you're getting credit. Other people are getting some credit. You want to have Caitlin Clark's credit, but you not having Caitlin Clark's impact. That's my issue. In my opinion, This is the primary problem. This is where the problem lies. I'm looking in the between what's being said and what's not being said. Yes, Angel Reese constantly brings up other people. She says other people needs to get credit for this. She never names who those other people are, but she always points the finger to herself. So again, and you are getting credit, Angel Reese. So you don't want just credit, any old credit. You want Caitlin Clark's credit, and that's a problem. Well, Angel Reese was recently interviewed. She was asked questions about the ongoing feud between she and Caitlin Clark. And Reese says, it all started from the national championship game, as I made mention earlier. I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. Reese says she will always be the bad guy, and she's learned to accept that. Well, you don't have any choice to accept it because that's the behavior you're demonstrating. Case in point, ask Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman played on a team that was called the Bad Boys, which the Detroit Pistons, and he was a bad guy on the Bad Boys. Not because people single him out and said, we're going to name you the bad guy because you're different. No, because his behavior demonstrated that he was potentially a bad guy. Just like, don't get me wrong, not literally, but during the game. Just like Angel Reese being labeled as the bad person in this situation with Caitlin Clark only because your behavior looks as such. So if you want to change the perception of yourself, change your behavior. Yes. My thing is, she got to change her behavior. She need to learn. She need to take a class and learn some things in humility. And I got a suggestion. Talk to Kyrie Irving. He's doing phenomenal. He humbled himself to the manner in which he's now getting the credit that he always deserved. Reese continues. I'll take that role because look where women's basketball is. Here she is again trying to take the credit for the totality of where women's basketball is. She wants what Caitlin Clark has. People are talking about women's basketball that you would never think to talk about women's basketball. Angel Reese appears to be trying to control the narrative about the recent surge in popularity in the WNBA. And this is my point. I don't think Angel Reese is comfortable. She's not happy with just getting some credit. She wants all the smoke. She wants all the credit. Now, according to Angel Reese, she continues, it's not just because of one person. It's because of Me Too. Here we go. Me Too. She's quick to say Me Too. And all these other people she's saying deserve some of the credit. Why she's not pinpointing them, calling them by name as well? She doesn't do that. She's not being totally honest. It's not just because of one person. She goes on. Now, here's the thing. I agree with Reese that the increase in popularity of the WNBA sport is not only because of one player. There has been many players that have made progress, pushed the game forward to get the WNBA to where it is right now. I mean, people are excited about the game as they should be. My issue with Reese is if you're truly concerned about the other people that's being shunned with getting the credit and the respect that they deserve as a result of where the WNBA is for their contributions, call them out. Say it specifically. Because the only thing you're specifically saying to me, what I hear out of all of this, is what about me? Why Caitlin Clark? Why not me? That's all I'm hearing in all this language. And I'm not placing blame. I don't judge. I'm just calling it as I see it. See, my surmise of all of this, reading all the literature, hearing all of the cheap shots and things like that, I conclude that Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark and the notoriety that she's getting. It's not like Angel Reese is not signing and different deals and marketing deals and all these other things like that. She's getting a lot of credit too. She's not happy with that. She wants all the credit. It's a little arrogance, a little pride in there. She can use a little humility, and I strongly recommend she talk to Kyrie Irving. He continues in the interview. A lot of us have done so much for this game. There are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really long time. And luckily, is here now. It's happening now. That should be the only focus. How can we maximize this opportunity with the spotlight on all of us, not wasting energy, pulling from that low-hanging fruit, allowing those negative thoughts and jealousy and envy and all that to penetrate your heart? No. Get that paper. Get to the bag. Maximize the opportunity that the WNBA is now placed with. That's gotta be the focus. Now, here's the thing. Absolutely. So Reese should focus more on appreciating the elevation of the game rather than trying to rationalize what players deserve what credit. As I said, now Chennedycarter spoke out about the cheap shot and the flagrant foul that she got against Caitlinclark. Now, according to her and according to other people, I've been watching this and reading other literature, this is how Chennedycarter plays. She does this all the time. This is a part of her game, but it's become such a huge story because this time it happened to Caitlinclark and all eyes. Caitlinclark is like Tupac right now in the WNBA. All eyes on me, right? So this is why this became a big story. But according to Chennedycarter, she says, I think at the end of the day, I'm a competitor, right? She's in the WNBA. She's a competitor. I'm going to compete no matter who you are and no matter who's in front of me. Basically saying, listen, this is how I get it in. So if you don't want to, if you too soft for this or you think it's too rugged, then don't step on the court with me, because when you're on the court with me, this is what I do. Now, initially, like I mentioned, they called Chennedycarter's foul, and it was a totally cheap foul. They called it a personal foul initially, but it's since been elevated to a flagrant one call. Now, Chennedycarter also denounced that this has anything to do with race. She's like, this is all about competition and just basketball. She claims and says the incident was nothing more than physical basketball, a heat of the moment play. It's basketball. It's all hoops. This Caitlinclark and Angel Reese thing is going to continue for the duration of their time in the WNBA. And here's the thing. Angel Reese is determined not to let Caitlinclark pull away with all the notoriety and go to stardom without her. And that's okay, but I just think that Angel Reese is going about it the wrong way. I think she should do more of letting her actions speak for her and less with her mouth, because she sounded like a complainer, a jealous complainer that once what someone else has. Now, never forget this: to whom much is given, much is required. So Angel Reese, be careful what you're asking for, because you don't even know all of the ridicule and all of the heavy lifting that Caitlinclark has to do, because she is placed in the forefront. You're only looking at all of the positive things and all of the benefits of being in the forefront. But, you know, heavy is the head that carries the crown. So again, Caitlinclark also has to deal with a host of negative things that's coming at her as a result of her getting all of this notoriety and being thrust into the forefront. See, so Angel Reese, you're not focusing on that. You don't even see that part, the heavy part, the sacrifices that Caitlinclark has to make to be in the forefront and elevate this game so high. So listen, my thing is this: let's all keep the main thing the main thing. And that's playing a sport that you grew up loving, and you get to get paid big money and you get to be a star as a result of it. That's demonstrating great character, you know what I mean, while you're doing it, because there's other little girls and boys coming up watching and aspiring to be just like y'all and do similar things that y'all doing. So again, I thank you all. I think it's a great thing to speak of, because ultimately the WNBA is elevating leaps and bounds, and everybody deserves credit, but everybody does not deserve the same credit. Again, like I said, to whom much is given, much is required. Everyone deserves the credit according to the impact in which they contributed, and no one's impact contributed more than Caitlinclark. So in turn, she deserves the most credit. It doesn't matter the color of her skin, white, black, brown, orange, or red. It doesn't matter as much as what the color of green matters. It's all about the paper. So stop focusing so much on the negative, on that low-hanging fruit, right? And keep your eyes on the prize and get to the bag. Get the paper. Continue to elevate the game so that those coming behind you can benefit off of it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Please keep watching because I'm going to keep it coming. And listen, never forget you are important, you are necessary, and you are sufficient. Never let anyone tell you or make you believe any different. Always be your best self, because when you're your best self, everybody wins. But when you're not your best self, everybody loses, including you. Listen, thank you all so much. Be great. More importantly, be blessed.